Ever find yourself halfway through a breadboard project, only to realize you are completely out of the right jumper wires? It is the kind of frustration that kills a creative flow instantly. That is where this 120-piece kit from ELEGOO comes into play. It is one of those things that sits on your workbench looking unassuming, but the moment you need to bridge a gap between an Arduino and a sensor, it becomes the most important tool in the room. You get 3 distinct sets here, covering the male-to-female, male-to-male, and female-to-female configurations. Having that variety right out of the box is a massive relief, because it means you are not hunting for adapters or trying to force a connection that just does not want to fit. The cables themselves are about 8 inches long, which is that sweet spot for most desktop prototyping. They are not so long that they turn your project into a tangled bird's nest, but they provide enough slack to keep things organized. What is actually quite clever is how they are bundled. You can peel off exactly how many strands you need for a specific header, which is a lifesaver when you are working with non-standard spacing or just want to keep your wiring loom looking clean. Now, let's be real about the build quality. These are copper-clad aluminum, which is standard for this price point. They are perfectly fine for signal work and low-power hobbyist projects, but you wouldn't want to push high current through them. The PVC insulation feels decent enough, though it has that slight stiffness you find in mass-produced ribbon cables. If there is one minor gripe, it is that the individual pins can sometimes feel a little loose if you are plugging them into a breadboard that has seen better days. It is not a deal-breaker, but it is something to keep in mind if you are building something that needs to be moved around a lot. Still, for the price, the sheer convenience of having 120 of these ready to go in a tidy color-coded box is hard to argue with. It is one of those low-cost additions to a toolkit that saves you hours of headache over the long run. If you are doing any amount of electronics work, having a stash of these is basically a requirement. It is not the most exciting piece of gear you will ever buy, but it is definitely one of the most useful.
Check out the video description for updated price. And thank you for watching this video.